And hello, happy Thursday, everyone, and thank you all for joining us today. We have quite a few joiners here, but we will officially start in a minute, so we're just gonna wait a bit for others to join today's session. So for those who don't know me yet, I'm Anne, and I'm part of the customer success team here at Sendible. So I'll be dropping Farinas in a bit, and she's going to help me in answering your questions. And well, she's from our support team, so you feel free to drop in your questions later or during the time that I'm discussing. So today we'll be talking about Sendible's image editor and how to format images, use templates so that your images will look good. And we will answer your questions on the second part of the webinar, but to allow me to present today's topic for the first half of this session. Okay, so some things to be mindful of. Notice that we have the chat option there on the right-hand side, lower right-hand. You can say hi Farinas, hi Pete. So you can drop there and say hi to everyone. You can interact with everyone here as well. And just beside that, we'll have the questions tab. So you can put in all your questions, but if I may request, just keep your questions relevant to our topic today. If you have any questions around the app, which is not related for today's session, feel free to reach out to our support team, or of course, you can reach out to your success managers if you're a key account. Okay, well, for those who have attended our webinars before, you know that we love starting this off with an icebreaker, so please post your answers in our chat box there. So our icebreaker question for today is, let's get a little nostalgic here, okay? So what was your favorite video game when you were a kid? So it could be Nintendo, it could be Atari or Hitbit or whatever. For me, not to mention Super Mario. Yes. Yes, Fahrenheit Super Mario and Pete as well. I also love Galaga. So I'm not sure if anyone of you played Galaga, but I love it when the alien ship captures your own ship, and try to be careful not hitting your own ship. Then you get to have two ships. Circus Charlie, or is that Circus Chablis? I don't know. Little Big Planet, Frogger. Haven't played that. Streets of Rage. Maybe I should look for that one. And Legend of Zelda, of course. Okay. These are great video games. All right. Street Fighter there. Of course. I did play that. Okay. Keep those answers coming. I'll get back to that in a bit. Let me just share my screen here. Okay, there you go. So I've now logged in to my own dashboard here. And when we talk about image editors, so we're mostly thinking about how you can resize or make some edits on the image or the creatives that you want to put into your content. So more often than not, the most common place where we use the image editor is from the compose box. Here. Sorry, I have codes. So from the compose box, then you get to pick, maybe let's pick two profiles here, one for Facebook and one for LinkedIn. So let's just say this is a sample post. So I'm going to attach an image from the original tab here. So as you know, you can add images from different sources, but I want to highlight for today the option under search, because we just recently released the Pexels and GIFs powered by Giphy. So we only have Flickr before, but right now you can search for royalty-free images under Pexels. And if you love GIFs, then you can search them here at Giphy. So for this example, I'm just going to pick something from Pexels to show you how that works. Okay. I can search, maybe I can search for a mountain. Hit search or hit enter. It will show me different options here. But it looks like this one is a good sample. Okay, there you go. Now going into the image editor, you'll just need to click this pencil icon here. Now take note, I am under the original tab. So once I click that, it will show me options here, different formats that I can pick. Since I'm under the original tab, it gives me options for Instagram, for Facebook, for Pinterest, even for LinkedIn or Google Business. Okay, so if you click on it, it will show you how it will actually look like once it gets posted. So you have a visibility if it will look good, just making sure that every element of the image is there. So it really depends on you. There are also options here at the bottom wherein you can rotate the image. So just in case you want to rotate it, you can do that. You can tilt the image. There you go, to a certain degree. And also you can invert the image or even sideways. You can also do that. So it really depends on you. So we're not going to crop this yet because I'm going to show you other options that you can also do within the image editor. So if I go here, we have filters here. So some of you love adding filters. So there are different groupings of filters. We have duotones. Maybe you want to try peach. That doesn't look good. Desert or frog, or maybe black and white. It's like charcoal. So it really depends on what you want to show. So I'll leave that up to you. So I'm not going to do filters right now, but you have this option. Another thing that you could do and add is text. So just click this letter A icon here, and then you'll see this text box here. You can type whatever you need. Just double click it. It will show you this text input, and I can write anything. Maybe just put great view and click done, or just hit enter. There you go. I can make this bigger or smaller. Just drag and drop that corner there. I can even change the size from here as well, as you can see. I can change the alignment, center or right alignment. I'll keep it at center. You can change the font family. So there you go. I'm just not sure which font is perfect for this. So I'll just pick maybe this one. Okay. I'll pick this one. I can change the font color too. I'll keep it at black. I can have a background color like this, or blue one or purple, but I'm not gonna do a background color. Line spacing can also be done, but since it's a one-liner, it won't show. And of course, you can move it around and place it somewhere you want to be good looking, in a good looking point in your image. Another thing that you could do is you can add stickers. So if you have your own stickers, you can upload your stickers by clicking this upload sticker option. And you can also add emoticons. So maybe you want to add this emoji. That's a big emoji. Let's just make that a little small. There you go. Aside from emojis, you can also change, or you can add shapes. You can put a star or an arrow, or maybe this one. You can use this. It's bigger, and I can change the opacity here. There you go. You can put that here. Okay, so I can go back here on transform. Then I can pick, maybe I should use Facebook post. I think this is the most suitable one. If I feel like this is all good, all I need to do is to just click on save. All right. Now it will save the format which will be suitable for Facebook and LinkedIn. Okay, so you can have a preview. Click on the preview, and this is what it will look like on the Facebook, and this is how it will look like on LinkedIn. Now, I clicked the image editor option under the original tab earlier, right? And it showed me multiple options for different profile format. Now, if I'm going to go and do that on a specific profile, let's say Facebook. So if I'm on the Facebook tab, I click the image editor, it will show me only image formats for that specific profile. So it will show me Facebook formats. Okay. So if you want to customize it using the smart posting, and smart posting comes in when you add different profiles like this. If you want to have a little edit, a different edit for LinkedIn, then you can just click on the image editor and it will show you image format for LinkedIn as well. And you can add different stuff here as well, specific to LinkedIn. Let me just start that. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. Maybe I want to show you something else. I'm going to add multiple images for Instagram. And I'm opting to have an image carousel. Okay. So let me have 4 images here. Okay, it's trying to load. Now, while it's still trying to load, Instagram Mirror is still grayed out now. It's okay. It says unable to load to upload your images. If I click the tab for Instagram, it will show me what's wrong. It's because image ratio is incorrect for 3 images. And that's indicated by this red border here. So I have 1, 2, and this last one. So I need to edit them. As you can see, I also have this edit image button here, which is essentially brings you to the image editor, but it will only edit this first one. And then after that, it will allow you to edit the next one. But you can also just go back to the image editor by clicking that pencil icon again. Then maybe you want to pick Instagram portrait and then save that. You can do the same thing for this. You can do image portrait as well. Save it and edit this one too. I'm going to use this same portrait option. And there you go. The flag for Instagram is now gone. So that means you were able to make these images fit for the requirements for Instagram. Okay, so you're now ready to put in your copy and then post it, or maybe save it as a draft, and then you can work on it later on, or probably send it for approval. Now, there are other ways for you to, there are other places in the Sendible dashboard for you to edit images. One of them is from the content, my content library. So aside from the calendar, the compose, the drafts, you'll also have the the image editor from the content library. So if I go to my content here, I can edit this template here, or I can just share it. Then I can click this. And as you can see, there's also a pencil icon here so that you can edit. There you go. So you can edit it for Instagram. Okay. Now, I mentioned earlier that image editor can work on different areas of Sendible app, but there's just one exception. If you're using the bulk composer, which is right here, and for those of you who are using the bulk composer, you know that you can upload a CSV file, or you can just put your profiles here and then put the message, send it in time, and you can attach an image. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to pick something from a media library, and I'm just going to attach it. And as you've noticed, there's no way for me to edit this image. So the pencil icon won't be here. So just keep that in mind. Image editor is not present when you're composing in bulk. Okay. Now I think that's pretty much it. But I believe my partner here has a lot more to share. So I'm going to call in Farinas to join me. And let me see if we have any questions. Okay, we don't have any questions, Farinas, so maybe you can just share. There's one. Option to reformat for Instagram's new dimensions. Okay, Farinas, when editing. When your Farinas replied, okay, here she is.
Buddy, I'm Farnaz from school. So yes, we do have a question, and the question is from Michelle. And Michelle's question is there an option to reformat for Instagram's new dimensions? So essentially, firstly, Michelle, when you're posting natively to Instagram, you may find that the image guidelines are different to those, whereas when you are posting by third party using the API. So what we currently have in the image editor is aligned with the guidelines for um, images via the third party. I hope that makes sense and that it answers your question. If not, then do follow up with a follow up question in the chat, and I shall get to that one. Then there are a few tips that I do have to share, and so the first one that I'd like to go through is when you are sharing an image that does not meet the image requirements and it's smaller, and then I'll also use the scenario for an image that is larger. So if I have a look at the compose box right now, what I'm going to do is upload an image, and I'm going to use the scenario by attaching an image which is a very tiny image. Okay, so as we can see, there's a validation within the smart tab right there for Instagram. So let's click on that validation. Okay, seems like I am frozen. I'm going to try and open this again. Close this down. Okay, so I'll reopen that compose box and I will select Instagram as profile, and I'll try and upload that tiny image once again. Okay. So there we go. So there's the validation right there. And so essentially, it's intuitive in the sense that it's actually advising that the image is small. So it gives you the option to either change the image right here because it's way too small. What you'll also then notice is that there are normally three icons right here, which is the remove, change image, and then you have the edit option. Now, in the event that you have a smaller image, you'll notice that the option to edit is unavailable, as when you are editing images at the moment, we cannot enlarge an image. So that's the reason why you'll find that the edit option is unavailable, and you'll only have availability to change the image. So you can click on the change image option, and you can either replace that image by using one from your media library or an alternative source. Alternatively, you can upload a brand new image by browsing and selecting an image from your device right there. So if I go and change this image right here and attach one from the media library, we can then see that the edit option then becomes available again. So you can either click the edit image option right there, or you can select the little icon at the bottom. Okay, so that's the scenario for when you're adding a smaller image. And so what I'm going to do is I'm also going to use the scenario when you are attaching an image that is larger. So let's go and upload a large image. As we can see, it's 11.3 megabytes. And it may just take a few minutes to upload due to the size.
It's a big one.
Yep.
You can do it. A little more.
We're almost there. There we go.
There
All
you
right, so there's the validation right there. And so essentially, this validation is stating that the image is above the maximum or it's exceeded the maximum that is currently allowed in terms of Instagram images. And so you'll have the option to either change the image. Alternatively, you'll have the little edit option right here. So if I click on the edit option, I should be redirected to the internal image editor.
Go loading circle. You can do it. A little more. Oh, it's taking longer than usual.
Yeah, it's the size of the image, so
Mm-hmm.
it's taking a bit longer to. There we go. Okay, so now what you can do is you'll have the options for the square option, the portrait, landscape, and custom. So by choosing or selecting the custom option, that should crop the image. So if I go and save this by selecting the custom option, and I were to download this image, the size would have changed and the validation would have dropped. So that would mean that you can now send that image as the automatic crop would have already taken place. And so if you do have alternative um, social profiles added in as well, it will do the exact same. I do not want to upload the image again. It's going to take a while to upload. But if it were a scenario where in the beginning you had more than one social network, for instance, you had Facebook, you had Twitter, as well as LinkedIn, and you were to click on the edit option, but from this view right here, which is the original tab, and you were to edit, and that redirects to the image editor and you're using custom, then that would have also resize and recrop the image right there. And so you may have found that for the different smart tabs, when you do click on send, it would send out various variations on the basis that it's cropping it per social site. So it is possible to do it in that way by clicking on custom, and then that would drop the validation and you'd be able to send that now. The reason why I'm not going to upload that image again, it may just bomb out based on the size. And then there was another tip that I wanted to share, and the tip was with the smaller image. So if you have two social sites, so I'm going to select Instagram as well as Facebook, and this time around I'm going to upload the tiny image. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over into Instagram. As you can see, actually what I'm going to do is let me do that from the beginning because it's picking up the older image. So I'm going to choose Instagram again, and I will select Facebook. Upload the image. And so basically it's prompting to change the image. So I'm going to replace this image with a different image, and I'll use one from here. Let's use that one right there. Delete the one. So now as you can see, the change had taken effect in the spot tab for Instagram, but if I were to head over into the original tab, it's still keeping the older image. And if I head over into Facebook, it's still keeping the original image. So it is fine that in the original tab, that you have the older image, as long as you've made the changes per social site, it will post the image that you selected per social site. So if that's the one you have chosen for Instagram, then that's the image that will go live to Instagram. And if this is the one that you're keeping for Facebook, then this is the one that will go live to Facebook right there. So that is a few tips and tricks with regards to larger images. Then we also do have the option, if I open up the compose box, select the profile, which is Facebook. And so you do have the option to choose or select an image from the URL. So let's add in a URL right here. Okay, so we can attach the image by URL, and you'll have the exact same options by pulling in the image via URL. You'll also notice that the little icon that will redirect to the internal image editor is available, and you can start changing images right here. So you can use those formats. And then also, if I were to close this off for a second and just discard that, if you are wishing to customize, so I'm going to choose Instagram, and then I will also select Twitter. If you wish to customize each image, the same image, but perhaps add different text to the image or different stickers or different emojis, this is possible for per social site. So you can essentially go and add in text. So as an example, I'm just going to select the text option right there. And I'm going to choose the red option, and I am going to add test one right there, and done. And I'll save that one for Facebook, and then for Instagram I'll do the same, and I want to add in different text on this one. I'll name this test 2. And I can continue editing by either adding in emojis, or I can play around with the background colors. So now I can save this, and so when I post this, it's now customized, so each image would differ, and that will post depending on how you customized it. So in this case, I just added in test 1. In this case, I added test 2. I can send that, and it's tailored to each social site. So when you send this, each image will post differently to each social site. And that is it from me. And
Okay.
there is one more tip, though, as we are aware that we can also use my content. So if you're using my content and you're adding content via the content library, so I'm going to add in an example image right there. Via the content library, you'll notice that as is within the compose box, you'll have the very same options available to you, and you're also able to edit the image by just clicking on the little icon right there, and this is directly from the content library.
Yep.
And so, yep, let me head over and check to see if there are any questions, and I do not
Looks
see
like
any.
we don't have any questions. Going once, twice. Looks like they're all good. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Fairness, for those tips. And thanks, everyone, for joining us today. And of course, for next week, we will discuss the user management in an ideal agency setup. And it's going to be Savannah, and she'll be doing the webinar next week together with Julie from the support team. So join us again next Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you have any questions or suggestions on what topics to discuss on future webinars, you can shoot us an email at success@sendible.com. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good day, night, or afternoon. Bye.
Bye.